Welcome to Who Won the Week, your weekly dose in sports and advertising.
I'm Mike Shields of Next to Media.
And I'm Matt Ulrich, media analyst at EDO, the TV Outcomes Company.
Matt, I can't decide if you sound terrible or awesome, but you're braving through with a scratchy voice here. I appreciate your dedication.
Everyone's told me this is the better version of my voice, so I don't know how to take that, but we're going with it.
Whatever you can do to keep that happening. Um, Pretty awesome weekend in football. At least that, I mean, the Bills Chiefs finale was like, give me more of that, please. I wish that was a championship game. I wish that was the NFC title. I can't believe the pain that Buffalo's gone through. But and then just the craziness with that game, and then Jason Kelsey in the crowd and Taylor Swift. That was a wild one. It's amazing to see some of the just humongous ratings these games are getting. It's actually made me rethink. I thought the Peacock number was impressive, but then I wonder what the network left on the table by not having that available to so many people. Because some of these Fox is setting records. Some of these games are just incredible, and I think um, you have a chance, and you have a chance at a Super Bowl record if the Chiefs can make it all the way, because I think this Swift thing is just adding so much to the spectacle.
Yeah, I wonder who would be better on the other side, on the NFC side, but
That's a good
I think it's
question.
really just Chiefs is
Yeah,
the important thing for all the networks. I mean, yeah, that's a
I think
pretty
it's
incredible
yeah, that's a good
story.
question. It's probably San Francisco just because it's like more of a glamour
Yeah,
historic franchise, but the Detroit story is a fun one, and that will get the middle of the country in a huge way. Um, let's talk about some advertising stuff that's been going on lately. It's been pretty wild. One of the weirdest marketing stories of the still new year has got to be this Snoop Dogg solo stove thing. They Just to recap, and I'm summing it up quickly. They ran that intriguing game where it was that teaser where Snoop was testing to give up smoke, which everyone thought was crazy. And it
yep.
turns out he's using this solo stove thing, and like just like that, I guess they decided it didn't work, and they fired the CEO, and they're putting out statements about how it didn't lead to EBITDA gains. It's just the whole thing is weird to me. I was thinking about this. Like, there's so much pressure on marketers. We talk about the how accountable they have to be, but this is like a case where they didn't give this thing a chance. It's so strange.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about it at EDO. It's how does the biggest spike on Black Friday football translate to this story where the CEO is fired and the advertising campaign is directly referenced? And it just shows that these campaigns are more than just one spot. So that
Right.
was one spot. I mean, Solo Stove ran 7,500 airings in the year. What we found in our data was that individual Black Friday spot, the Snoop Dogg giving up smoke spot, which is really an awareness building spot.
Yeah.
It was a brand
Didn't
building,
tell you anything
awareness
about the
building.
product or anything. Yeah.
Right, right. I mean, like he said clever. It was clearly like wanted to make you feel like Solo Stove was high tech, but it didn't say anything about price, deals, anything like that. And what we've been talking about, and I think it's really reflected in an Adweek article we saw. It's holistically how did the campaign do? This ad, the Snoop Dogg ad represented, less than a tenth of the total ads that Solo Stove ran during the year.
Hmm.
And then what we also saw is even though this one ad on Black Friday performed very well, over the course of about 600 airings on national TV, the Snoop Dogg Giving Up Smoke creative was actually just very average,
Mm.
extremely average compared to the creatives over the course of the past year for Solo Stove. So I think that tells you that one moment doesn't it can, but it doesn't always translate to a fully successful campaign. And then it's the question of how are they measuring it? What was the
Right.
cost of this campaign? There are just so many factors that it was very
Right.
easy for the media to chalk it up to spot didn't work, CEO fired, and,
Yeah.
and we know there's just a bigger story than that,
Yeah,
or
it
a,
sounds
a
like
broader.
if you're saying that it would the previous spots were generating more response, because it seems like in my mind it was like, hold on a second, you're going to fire the guy.
Right?
It's not like it's a the kind of thing that people just purchase on a whim. They did
Yeah.
how much awareness was there of this product? You got to give it some time to work. People have to get educated, but it sounds like that there was a lot more of the story. The other campaigns were working better during the year, and there's something else must be going on with this guy. It's very strange.
Well, if I can give you one more point, right? It's a
Yeah.
$200 to $400 item. Their biggest sales week of the year, based on things that we're seeing, on public sources, is the week of Black Friday.
Okay.
Now, on Black Friday, they're dropping this campaign where they're trying to make consumers aware. But on their biggest sales week of the year for a product that is costing $200 to $400, and so then the question is just how long does it take for a very successful spot like that to translate to these sales, and how long should you wait to see whether there was
Yeah,
lift or not? And that is
it's a high
philosophical,
consideration purchase, you would think,
right? Yeah,
but
it's all philosophical, and it just seems like, for whatever reason, the dynamics here they attributed, a negative impact to this campaign, according to the interim CFO. But it's a really interesting story, and excited to see if there are more developments over the next couple
yeah,
weeks.
I'm still confident Snoop's brand will hold up from all this. I'm not worried about that. What else are you seeing advertising wise? We're here. We're heading into the Super Bowl is coming. It's coming quick. You've already getting some information about who's running. Obviously, we're going to see some of the big campaigns we've seen all year. I'm sure you're going to see Travis Kelsey spots 100 times. What else are you anticipating or looking at right now?
I mean, last year EDO's headline was "Movies, Jesus, Shopping, and Beer" as the
Right.
the categories that represent. I think the year before was crypto and sports betting.
Yep.
And then this year it's a question mark. I mean, we're tracking category by category. One category we thought was interesting over the last few weeks was delivery services.
Yep. You're seeing a
We
lot of DoorDash, seeing a lot of stuff like
right.
that.
Yeah, DoorDash has confirmed a Super Bowl appearance. They're doing the Your Door to More. There's like a milk campaign, and it says Your Door to Crisis Free Breakfast. So they're slow launching this campaign and building towards what we believe, based on what we're seeing in public sources, is a is a brand new spot for that Super Bowl. So that's DoorDash. And then another brand that's really interesting that's confirmed a 60-second spot. A longer spot is Uber Eats. Uber Eats is back for the fourth consecutive year. Last year, if you remember that Jennifer, 2 years ago was the Jennifer Coolidge spot.
Yep.
Last year
Yep.
was the Diddy spot, and
Right.
they've confirmed a 60-second spot for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, 60 in the Super Bowl is no joke. They are really going for it. But that is just that's a category that's hot, and they're just and it works for the game with
Right.
ordering obviously. But it's like they're just they must see a lot of competitive advantage there and being a lot of upside to grow and go at each other with this vehicle. I was thinking about this. I wonder if the direct TVs of the world they have to be dying for the Chiefs to end up in the Super Bowl because you're gonna see it's going to be weird if you see a lot of Kelsey and Mahomes spots and the game is someone
Right.
else
Yeah.
like Lamar
Yep.
Jackson. But
Yeah.
those got to be else. Anybody else we should be keeping track of as the Super Bowl approaches?
I mean, on the Uber Eats, I think the big question is what's the creative going to look like? They've been running these Helen Mirren, the cheese ball spot,
Yep.
um, the jet sweep on third 11, like she's into the game, like all that. Are they going to feature Helen Mirren and a co-star? What's that going to look like? And then again within the delivery category, but a little expanding more towards grocery, the questions on Instacart as well. I
Yep.
don't think they've declared either way, but they've been running
They're out there.
these. You don't have to compromise grocery shopping in football, so it's these football themed spots that I think that's really the third player that we've been watching in the general delivery grocery services space. But excited to think through more categories as we
Yeah.
get closer to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, those are two categories where they presumably will be able to track ROI very precisely that day. So hopefully nobody gets fired at those companies. Anyway, Matt, where can folks find out more?
EDO.com for more information. Yeah, excited to really embrace the Super Bowl again this year, and I think that is our Super Bowl. So we're going to be tracking it very closely, posting a lot about it.
Looking forward to it, Matt. Let's talk soon.
Thank you, Mike. Have a good one.